Welcome back to Icing the Puck, everybody. This is our 20th episode. We are so glad to be here. Jordan, bro, we have been through 2 weeks of hockey at this point, almost 2.5 weeks. And I gotta tell you what, this season has been a yummy dish served up to us on a silver platter, man. This has been pretty weird season to start here. Some, I guess not very notable faces. Starting off with some pretty notable stats. We got some teams leading the rush here, to first place in their division that I didn't expect to be there. And then we got a couple guys who are more notable faces leading us in the points category, leading the stats for the league. A lot to get into here, man. First of all, how's your weekend been? How you doing?
I am good. I had a very busy weekend. Yeah, doing lots of stuff. I am very tired right now, but hey, if I seem low energy, that's why. But hey, I'm re-energized from a week of good hockey and a Broncos win today. So hey, I know this is just a hockey podcast, but gotta
We
spread the
got
love when
a
I
nice
can.
little Broncos comeback win, a crazy
Yeah,
comeback win. They made Jackson
yep,
Dart cry. He's
yeah, I
crying.
know, I know.
Crazy.
All I gotta say is let's ride.
I got a nice little Cowboys win today, and yesterday I was treated to a Longhorns win. So, good sports weekend for me. The Stars lost yesterday to the Blues and only scored one goal, so not a very good hockey weekend on my end, but it's always a good hockey weekend when hockey is on. That's all it
Yeah,
takes for me.
yeah.
So, repping the Stars jersey today. Just felt like, I haven't worn a jersey on one of these episodes yet. We got the 2021 Adidas Jamie Benn jersey. First jersey I ever bought. Bought it at my first ever Stars game. This one means a lot to me. And you know what? I wore it because, and I don't want to start with the Stars. Maybe we can start with the Stars in the Central Division, but the team needs a captain right now. The team needs Ben back. I want Ben back. I miss him. I miss the discipline. I miss the penalty kill. I miss him on power play too. I miss him, kicking ass on the ice, man. But enough of my banter here. We got a lot to talk about. I want to start with a few pieces of news before we get into what's actually going on in the game. First piece of news, get your reaction to it. Lane Hudson, man. Lane Hudson, the Montreal Canadiens are cooking, dude. 8 years, $0.8 million, $8.85 million a year. The former Calder winner of last year gets his paycheck. What do you grade the deal, and what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes back to a lot of the stuff we talked about, with all the other deals that we've had with like Jack Eichel, Kyle Connor, McDavid. Honestly, this one fits kind of in line with those. I think it's a little much for him right now, but this contract will age really, really well. I think they're kind of future, like they were planning for the future when they did it and not took advantage of. Like, I don't think the team took advantage of him because obviously it's beneficial for both the player and the team, but use the fact that he's a rookie and this is his first big contract to find a deal that really works for everybody. He's getting paid a lot of money, but in the future, the team will be saving a lot of money. So it's, and I've kind of come around to some of these contracts now that I've seen the performance that they've had and kind of how everything's played out since then. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty good deal. I think it's a better deal for Lane Hudson than it is for the team right now, but that will flop later on. But I'll give it a solid B plus, maybe an A minus. I think it will definitely upgrade. Like I said, it'll upgrade as it goes. So probably last couple of years of this deal, it'll probably be like an A plus deal, especially since with the cap going up and everything like that. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same ballpark as you. I'd give it probably an A minus to an A. I mean, this AAV at 8.85 a season is going to look like an entry-level deal almost in the next 5 years. So, they have him locked up for a long time. The deal is great. I mean, you have the Canadians who have been kind of rocking lately. I mean, and they have such a great young core, and he's a big part of that. He had 6 goals, 60 assists, 66 points last year to win the Calder Trophy. I mean, that's pretty great. The Calder race was close. You could have called it either way between him and Wolf last year, I think. But he kind of ran away with it. And I mean, he's one of these premier young defensemen who, he doesn't give much away either. He could play defense. His scoring is what people are so focused on because of how flashy he is. But with that, it's not just Lane Hudson that we started with that, but the Canadians have extended Jeff Gordon and Kent Hughes, which is their president of hockey ops and their GM. And how could you not extend these guys to multi-year deals? I'll read off a little list for you here. The Canadians have locked up Noah Dobson to an 8-year, $9.5 million a year contract. Now Lane Hudson at the 8-year, $8.85 a year. We have Suzuki at 8 years, $7.87. Cole Caulfield at 7.85 for 8 years, and Slavkovsky for 8 years, 7.6. So they're keeping all of these guys who by the end of these contracts, they'll probably be around 30 to 32 years old. And
Yeah.
I mean, dare I say it? Like, I don't know if this is a hot take. I don't think it is. The Canadians could win a cup in the next 8 years, depending on who they surround these guys with, because these are low AAV contracts, and the cap's just going to keep going up. This team is going to be insane, and I think they are going to be the first Canadian team to win a cup since 1992. And guess who's the last team to win it? The Montreal Canadiens. So they're coming back full circle, and they're going to win another one in the next 8 years.
So you don't think any Canadian team is going to win this year?
No.
No Oilers again?
No.
No Oilers
No Oilers.
Well, okay.
No.
I mean, I agree.
In the playoffs, yeah, but not in the cup.
I meant, in the cup, in the Stanley Cup final. Yeah, I agree. I think they've done a really good job building that team. I won't say that like they're my Canadian team, but like I like the Canadians. I think that they have done a really good job of building the team. Like you said, locking up their good like young players, and I'm curious to see what they do long term, because I agree. I could definitely see them winning a cup in the future with these guys, and it kind of sets the re-signing a lot of your admin and your team staff, not just the players. It kind of sets a kind of gives confidence to the entire organization as a whole and the entire team as a whole. It's like, these are our guys. Like, we trust what they're doing. They agree with what they're doing. They like what they're doing. So, I mean, I don't see any reason you wouldn't. I mean, the team has gotten better year after year after year. They're another team that has just slowly gone through the rebuild process. They haven't tried to shortcut it. They haven't tried to, go all in one year and it not work out, and they screw themselves for years to come. So they've done it the right way, and I for 100% agree that I can see them winning a cup. I don't know the time frame, but I can see them winning a cup in the next few years for sure.
It's been a crazy slow rebuild, but a lot of people forget too. And yeah, COVID season, but they made it to the cup in 2021. I mean, lost to Tampa in 5, but they made it, and they had Cole Caulfield, and they had Nick Suzuki. So, I mean, they had some of these guys, and they managed to make it, and now the team's even better. So, I mean,
they've always been a team where it's like they seem in certain areas and certain times they seem really not good, and you're like, what are they doing? Like, and then the other times they play like crazy, and you're like, holy crap, how is this team not in a better position than they are? I'm surprised that they haven't consistently made playoffs or consistently made it deeper into the playoffs like they had been, like they did that year. But no, I think they're a serious, even this year, I think they're a serious team to watch out for. I can see them making a playoff spot, and be in trouble for some teams out in the East.
For sure. One more big story I wanted to get into, and then we'll get into these standings. Not really a big story. I think people made more out of it than what it is, but Vegas is bringing in Carter Hart. No official deal. They just bring him in on a professional tryout here. He'll be playing in Henderson for most of his time. But, yeah, for those of you who don't know, Carter Hart involved in a sexual assault scandal in the World Juniors in 2018 in Canada. He was found not guilty on July 25th, so he is cleared to go again in the NHL. Some of the other guys in this, I think, are Ryan McLeod and a few other not so notable players, but Carter Hart was definitely the most popular as he was the starting goaltender for the Flyers at the time. Last time he played was 23 season. He put up a 9.6 save percentage and 2.8 goals allowed that year, and I think like 20-something games. He was a good goalie when he was... Yeah, 26 games. Good goalie when he was playing for the Flyers. Vegas needs a goalie right now, man. I don't know if it's to be seen if he comes up and plays for them.
So he's not eligible to play until December in the NHL.
Okay.
So he can't play. He can't play until at least, I want to say I think it's the beginning of December. But they can sign him. He just can't play. So I think he'll definitely will spend most of his time in the AHL, and like he can train with the team and practice with the team. He just cannot be on their roster as a like a participant in a game until the beginning of December. I mean, I think they're gonna see. I mean, I don't think it's a bad move for them, PR and that kind of stuff aside. At the end of the day, if he's eligible to play and the league has decided that it's fine, and the Players Association and everything like that, it's about hockey. I mean, I don't think that, obviously there's certain aspects of the world that get brought into the game, and those need to be taken into consideration, but at the end of the day, they've said he's eligible to play. That's all we really need to talk about. I mean, I think that it's a good move for Vegas because they do need a goalie. It's just not, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. It's not terrible. Like, they're not in a terrible position, but they are kind of shooting themselves in the foot. And a lot of teams are having this problem, actually, I think. A little bit. I don't think it's exclusive to Vegas. They were just the ones that are trying to fix it now instead of everybody else like trying to pretend it's not happening. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. There's no guarantee that he's even going to make the team and they're going to sign him. So everybody that reads into it, and I saw a lot of reaction to it, like basically saying like, oh, this is unacceptable. Like, why would they sign him? It's like, they haven't signed him yet. It's like, wait and see.
It's a professional tryout.
Yeah. I've seen some people that, some comments and some, reactions to it from people who don't really pay attention and are just like casual Vegas fans. They're like, this is such a bad move for Vegas. Like, why would we pay this guy? It's like, chill out.
They're not paying him yet.
Yeah, just chill out and see. It might be a great move. I can definitely see him, he hasn't played in a couple of years. He maybe, if he does make the roster, I can see him maybe switching off, like starting as the backup and switching off a little more frequently than a standard backup will. I don't necessarily think we'll see a 1A and 1B kind of setup. But if he plays well, I mean, he could get that starting job. Who knows? That's really what they need right now. I just don't know if he is there yet. He might need some, again, like he's playing if he plays in the AHL for a bit and everything gets kind of back up to speed. But I don't know. I think it's a good move on Vegas's part, and if it works out, then yeah, it's smart to fix it now in the beginning of the season than try and pretend there's not a problem and push it off for later.
For sure. I'd like to get into the actual game. I'd like to get into these standings. I'd like to get into everything that's happening around the league. Why don't you go ahead, pick a division, read off these standings. We're going to talk about some stuff going on here. Where do you want to start?
I think I'll start in the East again, but I want to start with a division that is kind of, I mean, they're all kind of strange. Like some of them they're all kind of like mixed up in a way that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, it's also only been 2 weeks. Most of these teams have played 5 or 6 or less games. Let's start with the Metro. At the top, as predicted, and not surprising to me, the Carolina Hurricanes. 5 games played, 5 wins, 10 points total. The only undefeated team in the league still. They've looked really good. I mean, yeah, they've looked really good. They've been really good offensively. I mean, they think they have like the second most goals for in the league right now. I think Vegas just passed them after their last game, but they also have one more game on Carolina, so that's pretty impressive that Carolina has stayed up there like that. Defensively, I mean, they haven't lost a game. Defensively, there's moments where I'm just like a little worried about them.
It's a little faulty. It's a little faulty. And
they've gotten away with it.
Yeah. It's usually the goaltending that scares me with this team, but the defense itself has been a little inadequate. And that's not to call out a single guy. It's just as a unit, it's been, I would say, I don't want to say lazy, but, not as detail attentive.
So I don't even think it's necessarily on the actual defense that is the problem. It's the offense not assisting as much as they should.
Yeah.
because they're too focused on offense. Now, Carolina always plays a kind of a more aggressive style. I think they're always a like 2-2-1 at the minimum. A lot of times they're a 3-1-1 kind of setup.
Crazy forecheck too.
Yeah. So, I mean, that kind of always opens you up to a little bit of liability on the defensive side. I think their defensive players have been playing well. I think it's their offensive guys that have not been putting in as much effort. And because of kind of their shaky goaltending that they have right now, I would expect the opposite. They've gotten away with it so far, but long term, I'm curious to see how that holds up because there's been some games. I mean, it's close. I mean, I think 2 or 3 of their wins have been overtime wins, overtime or shootout wins.
So
is it 2?
they have an overtime win against the Flyers. That was their second game. Then they just recently had an overtime win last night against the Kings. Other than that, they beat the Ducks 4-1, they beat the Sharks 4-1, and they beat the Devils 6-3 on opening night. One thing that's standing out for me with this team is you signed Nick Ehlers to that big 7-year, $63 million deal. He doesn't have a point through 5 games. Not time for the panic button here, Canes fans, but this is supposed to be the new dog in the pound, and he's not pulling his weight here. He's not chewing his bone hard enough, so interesting there. Usual suspects here scoring: Jarvis, Aho, Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall's up on the stat sheet pretty high for them this year. Alexander Nikishin, the rookie, really working out for them. Had a big goal against the Sharks, his first NHL goal in the regular season, I believe. So good for him.
He scored in the playoffs last year.
The rest of this Metro division, by the way, I gotta say, I'm gonna talk about 2 teams here, okay? 2 teams I really want to highlight. So I want to highlight the New Jersey Devils. So they're in second place here. We got 4 wins, 1 loss, 8 points in 5 games. They're turning up the heat, and I think they're going to give Carolina a run for their money in this division because, man, have they looked slick. And we talked about this in our division predictions. When Jack Hughes is healthy, I mean, he's one of the top 10 players in the league. The kid is disgusting.
I can admit I might have been a little wrong about the Devils. I don't know. They've looked really good. Much better than I thought they would. Not that I thought they would be bad. Again, I just... I don't know. They've looked really good. Jack Hughes leading the team. Defensively, they looked good. Luke Hughes has been playing really good. I mean, I kind of was sleeping on them a little bit, but yeah, they're holding their own. And
goaltending and defense has been great. They've only allowed 3 goals max in any game this year. I mean, here's some notable teams. They held the Panthers to 1 goal on Thursday last week. They held the Oilers to 3 goals. They held the Lightning to 3 goals. And the only teams they've lost to here are just the Hurricanes in opening night. They allowed 6 goals in that. So other than that one game, they've allowed a very small goal total for good teams.
Yeah.
Props to the New Jersey Devils. One more team before we jump out of the Metro here. A team that talking about being wrong about teams, we were wrong about the New York Rangers. And I'm okay.
Oh, that's not who I thought you were going to talk about. I didn't know that's who you were going to talk about. I thought you were going somewhere else. Oh,
where did you think I was going?
I thought you were going to talk about the Penguins.
The Penguins? Here's the thing. We were really off about the Penguins, but we admitted that last week. And I don't think it was like an overreaction because they're still pulling their weight. The New York Rangers stink. They suck. I'm going to say it. I don't think, unless they really pull something together here, I mean, this roster is not living up to what it's supposed to be. The only guy on that team that I think I was right about is Shesterkin. Statistically, he's the best goalie in the league.
Yeah.
But, this team is
which is crazy for where they're at. It's crazy. They have the best goalie in the league right now for the position they're in. And honestly, I think the standings don't show realistically where they are right now. In overall, like if we're talking like power rankings in this division, I would put them dead last for what they have and for what they've looked like. I mean, they have gotten away somehow with, what do they have? 7 points, I think. Yeah, 7 points, 3 wins, 3 losses, and 1 overtime win.
So one thing I want to say really quick is they have 2 scoreless games. 2 games where they didn't put up a single
Yeah.
goal. That is
At
not
home, too. It's rough.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah, getting shut out twice in a row at home is not a good look and is a serious morale killer for the team.
3 times. Looking at the scores, it's 3 times.
3 times they got shut out?
Yeah, they got shut out by the Penguins on opening night. They got shut out by the Capitals, and then they got shut out by the Oilers, all at home.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That
That's
is
rough.
not good. This is not good.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is you're right. Like, their standing in the division doesn't even, like, show really, like, it shows that they're better than 3 teams, but I would say, like, Columbus has been a bit of a letdown, but like Philadelphia and the Islanders have played better, just had some unfortunate losses, you
Yeah.
know, compared to the Rangers. Like the Islanders are dead last. And I gotta say, I have enjoyed watching Islanders hockey. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which is a
like
crazy
the other night when
statement
they
to
played
say.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, their games
And
that game
we
was back and forth like crazy. That was a good game.
yeah. And we gotta talk about this Matthew Schaefer kid. Oh my gosh. Like, he was the number 1 pick for a reason. Like, this is insane. I have some stats about him. So this is through 5 games of his career. He's the youngest defenseman selected first overall to make his debut. We all knew that. Youngest defenseman to record a point in their NHL debut. Youngest defenseman to score a goal in over 80 years in the league. Okay, youngest defenseman to play 25 plus minutes in multiple games. The youngest defenseman with a season opening point streak of 5 games. I mean, like, this guy he's 18. He looks like he's 30. And I know it's every hockey podcast is saying the same thing, but it's true.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with him. Just overall, he's made a huge impact on the team for being so young and being his first 5 games in the season or in the league at all. Yeah, he's not playing like a rookie. He's playing like a guy who has been there for a long time, and that's part of what's making their games so interesting. As a unit, they've been playing really, really well together, and
They have.
Again, I think their record should be better than it is. And
Yeah,
again,
couple
it's only 5
unfortunate
games,
losses.
6 games into the season. Yeah, I think it'll balance out. I definitely think they'll push up the standings throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of this division specifically is organized and it's kind of like the standings on it right now is not how I actually think it looks. So I'm curious to see where it's going to, I think Carolina's going to stay at the top, but they are going to have a little run for their money from the Devils. And then honestly, I mean, the top 5 or top 4 is kind of where I expect, like what I expect now after these first few games. I think it'll stay like that. I think it's going to shuffle around down at the bottom. I think the Islanders maybe will push up and it'll be kind of a late season push for a wild card spot potentially. And who knows? I mean, both the way that these teams have been playing, it could definitely be both wild card teams come from the Metro, and we'll see. Because I mean, we can kind of go into it and swap over to the Atlantic, kind of transition over there.
Before we go to the Atlantic, how about you take us out west? How about you take us out west?
You want to go west? Okay.
We go to the middle of the country. Some would say the central part of the country.
The central? Yeah.
Let's jump back and forth here because the Central is kind of how we expected it to go. You know, in a way, it's a tight race.
In a way.
Go ahead and read off some of these standings. Let's read off the full standings here, and then we'll react for this Central Division.
Central. Okay. So, ranked first, we have the Colorado Avalanche. 6 games played, 5 wins, 1 overtime loss, 11 points. In second, you have the Winnipeg. The league lead. They're leading the league by 1 point over Carolina. In second, you have Winnipeg. They are 5 games. They're 4-1-0 with 8 points total. And then you have a 5-way tie? A 5-way tie for third between St. Louis, Utah, Dallas, Blackhawks, and the Predators. And then down at the bottom, you have the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah.
I know this might sound biased, and it might be, again, overreaction season because it literally has just started. I think this is a really bad look for Dallas, being tied with all these other teams that we went. I'm just saying, being tied with these teams that we were kind of really down on Like we were really like negative against a lot of these teams. And again, it's not going to stay that way. There's like 5 or 6 games into the season. They will end up in the top 3. I mean, however, they've kind of struggled in some of their games early on, where some of these other teams that they're tied with have looked better than I expected them to. And the standings again don't represent where I think some of these teams actually are. I think Utah looks pretty good. I'm not surprised to see them up top there. The Preds have looked a little bit better than last year. They're still not great. The one I think is really the most, not unlucky, but the most just not what I wanted or where I expected it to see, just based on how they've been playing, is Chicago. I think they have played a lot better than their record shows. They're 2-2-2 right now with 6 points. Some of those games, they looked really, really good, and I'm surprised they did not come away with a win. 2 overtime losses. Or obviously like the games that could go either way, but they held in there for a lot of these games, and I don't know. I don't know why it's ended up like this. And again, it's the beginning of the season, but they've looked pretty good. They're like, as a team, they're a little more set. They haven't been shuffling up their team as much. No, like changing their line combinations 15 times a night. They've just been letting them play. They've been set in their roster and their lineup, and have just been kind of going for it. I mean, some of the games haven't worked out, but I think it just comes down to just some of the bounces and some of the just kind of defensive lapses that happen. But any team can have that. I think that they will push up in the standings the further into the season we go. I could definitely see them sitting in a comfortable wild card spot come like the end of the year.
Yeah, I could see Chicago fighting maybe to get into that wild card spot. I still don't think Chicago is a playoff ready team, but I'll say this about them. They have definitely surprised me with how good they are this year. We talked a couple episodes ago about how they really kept up against Florida on opening night, and I think we were all blown away by that. Add on to that, you have a pretty solid couple wins here. I mean, you beat the Mammoth, you beat the Blues. Those are 2 good wins, and you have some overtime losses really close against the Bruins and the Canucks, who in all fairness have also held pretty strong here in the first couple weeks. We talked about this for a while. His first 2 years in the league, everybody was calling Chicago the Chicago Bedards because he was really the only notable player making plays for them. And, even then they're shuffling line mates with him, trying him on wing a couple times last year. Everybody's saying, he should switch to wing. He's not big enough. He's not tough enough. He can't fight for the puck. All of that. This year, if you really watch his game, he's proving a lot of people wrong. And he has consistent line mates in Burakovsky, and I think he plays with Reichel. I think Reichel is up on that top line too. I'm not sure, but he's got Burakovsky next to him, who, in all fairness, guy who won the Cup with your Colorado Avalanche a couple years back. When Burakovsky stays healthy, he's one of the most underrated passers in the game. And, I mean, I don't know if you saw that goal Bedard had, his first goal of the season against the Bruins. I mean, it was nasty. But, like, Chicago, aside from Bedard, because I'm not just going to go on about him all night, I mean, this team is, like bit nasty tough, dude. They are, like they're getting in fights. Bedard is, the helmet's coming off against Montreal, and he literally said a quote after that game. He said, "We're not taking any shit this year." And it's like we're watching him like grow up. And it's not just him.
I was just going to say, he's growing up.
Yeah. We're watching a very young team grow up in front of us and play at an NHL level. Because the Blackhawks, whether you like it or not, Chicago fans, your team was playing at an AHL level the past 2 seasons. And now they're grown up. Or they're growing up, and they're playing at a league level, and they're competing because the scores are really close. And how about this Frank Nazar guy, dude? He is one of the guys, he got paid in the offseason, a couple days before the season starts, leads the team in points, 6 points. He's killing it, dude. And he's running into goalies, celebrating while his teammates fight. I mean, this guy's crazy. He's insane. Like, I love watching him. Team, I'm gonna jump into this really quick. Is there anything else you wanted to add with Chicago?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I wanted to talk about my Dallas Stars. I want to get the record straight here because I am a Stars fan. I would call myself a diehard Stars fan, but a lot of people who know me, especially our friends, people who know me in real life. I'm a sports guy. Okay, I come at everything with unbiased takes for the most part. I like to think that I do.
You're
Okay,
definitely the most
and I'm gonna say
level-headed when it
this:
comes to sports of a lot of people I know. So yeah, you're good about
the
that.
stars are better than how they have been playing. And this is true because when you watch the Stars, they are still your Dallas Stars. They are on their game. And I'm going to say this, Stars fans will agree with me. Coach Glenn Gulletson has made this team faster. He has made this team better offensively. We are better on the forecheck. And if anything, we're better on the power play. Now, what has come with that is we are lacking on the penalty kill after being a top 3 team on the penalty kill last year. We are not getting it done, and we're letting teams score, and we're taking a lot of penalties. I don't know if this is correct still, but as of Thursday last week, we led the league in penalties. Thomas Harley is leading all defensemen in penalties. It's a tough go. We have to stop shooting ourselves in the foot. And what happened is we shot ourselves in the foot against a Vancouver team who, when you give them chances, they're going to take them and they're going to run away with them. And the Blues are a good team. I mean, I've been saying this since our predictions. The Blues are a good team. The Stars were able to beat the league leading Avalanche in opening, in their second game. They're able to beat the Jets in the opening night in Winnipeg, and then they were able to beat the Wild, who the Wild can score, but they kind of suck. Once again, we know the Central Division is going to be a tight race. I just wanted to set the record straight for the Dallas Stars. They have a couple kinks they need to work out of the chain. I think getting Jamie Benn back will help a little bit here in like a month or so. But other than that, I like the team. I think it's a better team than last year. I'm going to say that. I think it's a better team than last year.
I think yeah, I mean, I agree. I was, I think mainly because, like I said, they're tied with all these other teams. It's like, it looks really bad. It is not a good
It is
look,
a bad look. It is a bad.
But that's like a super early like overreaction of they've played 5 games. I mean, let's chill for a minute. Like all of these teams, like this stuff is so early that like
Yeah,
all of this can change in a month. I mean, these could be.
another unbiased thing I'm going to throw out there. I agree with what you're saying. Sorry to cut you off. I think it is a bad look for the Stars, and I want to give props to your Colorado Avalanche. I want to give props to them. Best record in the league. You could say best team in the league. I would argue that they probably are the best team in the league right now. I mean, you have Scott Wedgwood. Scott Wedgwood might be the best Avalanche goalie since Patrick Waugh. I mean, this guy is
Okay.
like killing.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
He's killing it.
I think, okay, let's chill out for a second here. Like, I mean, I don't think he's bad. I'm not saying he's bad by any means. He has stepped up in a major way that a lot of people did not expect and did not think he was capable of. I can legitimately see when Blackwood comes back, them switching off and not having a starting and a backup, having just 2 goalies that swap. Wedgwood has been playing crazy good. And I think he just needed that kind of push to do it. I mean, we've talked in the past about Wedgwood. Like he's a career backup goalie. I mean, he's never been a starting goalie in his life. But when it came up and, the opportunity was there, he stepped up. He did. And that's what kind of makes this even more impressive to have them first right now. Again, 6 games, lots of hockey left.
Yeah.
6 but games. They have looked really good. The only game that was kind of tough that shouldn't have been, not tough, but the game that I think that their worst looking game was the game against Utah. And that's saying something. I mean, the game against the Stars, those teams are always back and forth. I think that was, I mean, I agree. I don't think Dallas is a bad team by any means. I'm just giving them a hard time because you're here. And I have to, because you might be the unbiased sports fan. I am not. I'm a professional hater, as I said on the Instagram. But I think the Central Division has continued and lived up to the saying that it's the toughest division in hockey. It is the most competitive division in hockey. Even the team at the bottom in Minnesota has competed. Nashville's competed with the Central Division. The Blackhawks, I mean, against
oh my gosh, like Minnesota is like, for a team that's at the bottom of this division, dude, like they could score. Kaprizov is like living up to that contract. Like he is, him and Matt Boldy, dude, are just like getting it done. like scoring a lot. And talking about contracts, the Avs, it's go time, guys. Front office, it's time to get this Marty Necas guy a contract, because you put him with, talk about a McKinnon merchant. I mean, this guy playing next to Nathan McKinnon looks like Wayne Gretzky, dude. It's nuts. They look like Gretzky and Messier out there playing together. Like,
I mean, they play really well together. They really do.
Is it too early for me to say that Nathan McKinnon is the greatest Colorado Avalanche player of all time?
I mean, he does have the record for most points as a Colorado Avalanche now.
In an Avalanche jersey. In an Avalanche
jersey, yes.
But still.
I mean, for a team that historically has had some really good players on it, I think he's definitely up there. I mean, by the time he's done with his career, he will like solidly be the best Colorado Avalanche player of all time.
For sure.
I mean, and he's got a lot of hockey left in him. I mean, he's not going anywhere.
Was he 31?
No, he's 30.
30?
29?
29 or 30?
I think he's 29.
Bro, I have to deal with like 10 more years of this crap, dude. Like, yeah.
Sorry, now I'm curious. Now I got to look it up. Nathan McKinnon, he's 30.
Old. I'm gonna guess 30.
He's 30 years old.
Yeah.
And he's under contract until 2031.
Oh, and then he's gonna get another one.
Like, of course, they're never gonna let him go. Yeah, he'll
no.
Yeah, he'll be a Colorado Avalanche for life. Him and Makar are two players that will be Colorado Avalanches their entire career, as long as they stay competitive.
And Landy.
They will. Landy. Yep, absolutely. See, that's another thing I can relate to. A team without a captain, that he's around but he's not on the ice. It makes a big difference between having your captain just there with the team and being on the ice. The team overall just looks different when the captain is there, as long as you have a good captain. And I would say that Jamie Benn is one of the best captains in the league. I hate him, but also you can't not not love him. Like, as a Colorado fan, I hate Jamie Benn. And like, as like a hockey fan, I'm like, man, this guy. But also, I love Jamie Benn. Like,
he's awesome.
He's such a good captain. He's up there, and again, this is my bias take, he's up there with Landeskog as one of the best captains in the league right now. I think those guys are...
I think that's fair.
Top two or top five for sure. And they make a huge impact on their team. Jamie Benn is not their best player on their team, but he leads that team regardless of how well he's doing,
of course,
offensively, and he makes a big difference on their roster. And not having him playing right now is hurting the team. I think their new coach has made a big difference. Like you said, they look like the Stars, but they are just playing slightly differently, and I think that's been a huge bonus for them. It's throwing a lot of teams off.
One more thing about the Stars the Stars in the Central Division is getting Jamie Benn back will be great, because we're really lacking in face-offs right now. One of the best face-off guys in the league.
Absolutely.
I also want to add, Wyatt Johnston is on a goal per game pace right now. Wyatt Johnston looking good.
Yeah.
A problem with this podcast is that we could just sit here and talk about the Central Division for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
I want you to take us back east and talk about this Atlantic Division a little bit, because what toss-up going on over there. Unexpected.
Yeah. Did we jinx some of these teams? Like, is it us? Like, did we do this?
I don't know, because it is not turning out how I thought it would. But once again, we're 6 games in.
Yeah. Like, this is going to be the title of this episode.
Standings.
Overreaction time. Yeah. So in first place, you have Detroit. 6 games played, 5 wins, 1 regulation loss, 10 points. They're tied for second place in the league right now with Carolina.
Jeez.
And then below them, you have Montreal Canadiens, 6 games played, 4 wins, 2 losses at 8 points. The Toronto Maple Leafs, 6 games played, 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 overtime loss for 7 points. And then you have Boston and Florida tied with 6 points each. And then at the bottom, you have the Sabres, the Senators, and the Lightning tied with 4 points each. I think what's crazy to me is you have the first and the second place teams in first and second, when they should be like right in the middle of the pack. And then you have some of your teams that should be at the top, in the middle, and at the bottom. But I think the main thing, I don't even know what's going on with Tampa. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on with them. They they look like garbage. Like they
Yeah.
have not looked good. They have 2 overtime losses. They did not deserve to even get to overtime in either of those games. The Senators, I don't know what they're lacking right now. Like the kind of the heart and the drive that they've had, and like they just don't look like they did before. What's his name's out right now? Brady Tkachuk is out right now, injured. So again, that could be the whole captain thing that's doing it. I think he went out after their 3rd game.
Yeah, and he brings the tough competitive edge to that group. And I think,
Yeah,
dare I say this, he's almost like another coach. He's like a coach on the ice a little bit. You know what I
yeah,
mean by that? He's like,
yep.
he really moves that group. So
Yeah, the only thing they have going for them right now is Shane Pinto.
leading the league,
He's look
goals.
leading the league in goals. Dude's looking good. Just don't
Rumor
chill
has
out.
it
Don't gamble.
they
And he's
haven't.
good.
Rumor has it there's an 8-year deal with him, maybe about to go down sometime this week, maybe
Yeah.
tomorrow. We'll break the news about that obviously on the socials.
I'm okay with that. He's gotten me a lot of points in fantasy. Not gonna lie. But
did you know also the Senators have the worst goaltending statistically with Olmark and Merrilainen.
yeah,
Statistically, the worst goaltending in the whole league. And I mean, it shows because I mean, they're 8 goals for the Sabres the other night last week. I was watching that game while I was shaving.
They have 30 goals. They have 30 goals against, leading the league in goals against right now.
Yeah, dude. The Islanders put up a
Crazy.
5 spot on them last night.
Yeah.
Crazy,
the next closest team,
crazy.
the next closest team is 25. So they've allowed 5 more goals than.
Who's the next team?
The next closest is San Jose and Calgary. They're tied with 25 goals allowed. Which again, not a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. And honestly, the goaltending statistic, I don't think Olmark has been playing bad. He's looked decent. He just has just not made the saves that he needed to make. And I think it's
this
just
Merrilainen fella sucks.
Yeah,
the backup, I mean, it's not good.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I know they're tied right now, but the Sabres somehow have 4 points.
Yeah, it's comeback season, bro. I'm hopping on the train. You know what? I'm ditching another clip here. I'm ditching the New York Rangers, okay? I was on the subway going to MSG to go see the game. All right, you know what I'm on? I'm boarding the Greyhound bus. Here's my ticket. I'm boarding the Greyhound from the city. I'm going north. I'm going up north towards the border. Okay? I'm going to Buffalo, where we jump through tables, where we eat wings. Okay? Sabres, let's move, baby. Let's start moving. Okay? I love this team, dude. I love this team. You put up an 8 spot on the Senators. Okay, I watched that game. I said, we're back. We're back. Okay, you put up an 8 spot, and then guess what? Guess what you managed to do after that game? You beat the reigning Stanley Cup champs 3-0. 3-0. Let's go, Buffalo.
Yeah, I honestly, we can get into it with Florida. Injuries on Florida are seriously taking a toll on this team.
They are.
I mean, they have gotten away with some wins here, but they've not looked great. They're just unorganized and all over the place. They're just not, they just have not looked good.
Brad Marchand, though.
Yeah. What's crazy is like he has somehow become kind of like, he was going to do that regardless of where he was in Boston or Florida. He's kind of become the face of that team a little bit, especially with their captain and then Tkachuk out right now.
He's filling the shoes of both of those guys.
He has. I mean, he was a captain in Boston, and he's definitely come over and made an impact, but I don't think that's a good look for your team when a guy that you acquired at the deadline last year is now kind of the face of your team.
Yeah.
I mean, Tkachuk did that a little bit, but that was kind of a blockbuster trade, and everybody was thinking it was a bad move by Florida.
Trade. You can say that's a blockbuster.
Yeah, and I think I took kind of the Panthers making a run for the cup the year that they got Matthew Tkachuk, because that was his first. It was after he got traded that they went
his first
and lost to
season.
Vegas.
Yeah, it was after he got traded.
I think that has kind of solidified him as a face for the Panthers. But the fact that Marchand, I mean, they won a cup with that's also saying the same thing. But their team just seems not really coherent right now. They get
A
frustrated
little
when they're not.
discombobulated.
Yeah, yeah, and going back to like with Marchand, like getting frustrated and playing angry, they've made a lot of mistakes, and they have all these other teams have capitalized on it. I mean, yeah, they're
You see him against Buffalo the other night
yeah,
when he ripped Darlene's straps off his helmet.
yeah, he got fined for that too. He got
I
fined for it
mean,
today.
yeah, I don't expect anything less. He's the rat,
Yeah,
man. He's the rat.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a guy that you love him when he's on your team, but you hate him when he's not.
Yeah.
And I think Boston is missing him, but not as much as they you would think they are. I mean, they're 3-3 right now. Boston is. They've looked a lot better than I thought they would. They're pretty solid. They're definitely a middle of the pack team right now. They're not playing the greatest hockey ever, but they're not bad like we thought they were going to be. They've kind of held their own, and they put up some good numbers. I don't know. There's not a whole lot I can say about them. Their games are kind of not very memorable
Love their
lately.
defense. Love their
Yeah,
goaltending.
yeah.
That's what I
They
chalk
did.
it up
They
to.
did just lose to the Avs. And that was a rough game for them. But they were just. I mean, what was it? 14 shots total
Oof.
to
Yeah.
Colorado's 34.
Yeah,
They
you
got
can't win games like that.
they got steamrolled, and I'm surprised the score was not higher. It's only their goaltending that saved them from it being like a 5-6 goal
Yeah,
game.
for sure.
And then another team that
We're talking about Swayman, but Corpusalo's looking good too.
yeah, I've always liked
Awesome.
Corpusalo as a backup. I think that he's kind of underrated in a way. Like there's games where he just looks absolutely terrible, but when he plays really well and he wins a game, he looks really good. But another team that the Atlantic is so strange. Like the rankings is not what I would expect it to be, but a lot of these teams, like the Leafs, I've watched some of their games, but like they haven't been very memorable. They haven't really been. They're just kind of there. They're just doing their thing.
No, man, that overtime winner against New York, you got,
Yeah,
Willie Slice passing it to Poppy for the goal, the OT
yeah,
winner there, dude. Pretty
yeah,
electric. But I get what you're saying. That the Leafs aren't. This is a new Leafs team, and we've talked about this a couple times. This is a Leafs team that doesn't have the core four anymore. This is a team that is trying to be an all around unit, and I think the hockey looks different this year. But you still have the faces. You still have Nylander and Matthews getting it done. I mean, there have been a couple times this year they threw Nylander up with Matthews, and it's like, dude, this is working. Like, why don't you just keep it this way? Like, we know what Tavares is capable of. Stolars has started to get his groove back a little bit as well. Once again, honestly, look for the Leafs because this division is going to shake up as the year goes on. I'm pretty confident in a Leafs division win again this year. But with that being said, we talked about Montreal a lot for the first 10 minutes of this episode. The biggest surprise, in my opinion, through 2 weeks this year is the Detroit Red Wings only have one loss, and they look pretty good. I'd say pretty good. And kind of like what you've been saying, I won't say they look great. They've had some bad losses, so it's kind of weird that they're the first in this division. Well, one bad loss.
one
They've
bad
only lost
loss.
one game,
They've had
but
some iffy wins as well.
that's a good way to put it. They lose opening night against Montreal, which is a good team. Then you beat the Leafs 6-3. You beat the Leafs again in a back-to-back 3-2. You beat the Panthers 4-1, and it's kind of like we said, the Panthers are a little, kind of shooken up right now with injuries. You beat a bad Lightning team 2-1 overtime, and then you beat the Oilers 4-2. I mean, this is Gibson looked kind of bad, but, Cam Talbot at 39 years old has kind of taken over between the pipes here. You got Patrick Kane scoring goals again. And the two guys I really want to shout out on this team is you have Dylan Larkin, who's top 5 in points right now. He's got 11 points, the captain, one of the most underrated players in the NHL. And then adding this fella Mason Appleton from Winnipeg, I mean, he has really contributed with this team this year. I mean, he is killing it, dude. He is like, let me look at his point total here. Mason Appleton, bro, he has 4 points with 3 goals. I mean, like, this is supposed to be like a fourth line guy on a Winnipeg team who's just jumped into the spotlight on Detroit.
Yeah, yeah. They've surprised me a lot. have been consistent in their play. I think a lot more. One of their biggest issues in the past was they did the same kind of thing that Chicago did. They would switch up their lines a lot. They would shuffle everybody around. And I think that kind of showed a lack of confidence in a lot of their players. As soon as they have a set roster and they know where their guys go and they play in their spots and they play together consistently, they look good. Their biggest thing right now, and honestly, it hasn't actually been a problem, is goaltending. I mean, it looked really bad that first game with
Gibson.
yeah, Gibson, but after that, it's been pretty solid. It's a little iffy, but
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's worked out. I mean, I think the rest of the team has stepped up to assist there, which is the exact opposite of what we kind of talked about with Carolina. They know they have kind of a so-so goaltending tandem, and the rest of the team realizes that, and they've made changes to correct it, or they've made changes to, assist with it. And
Well, the defense is really stepping up too. Like you got, guys like Simon Edvinson and this rookie Adam Sandin Pelika. I mean, like they've really like stepped up here to help the goaltending, and like Ben Sherratt's playing pretty well. Moritz Sider, we already know what we get out of him, but like he was really the only defenseman for a couple years now who really played well for these guys, and now you have kind of a cohesive unit, and it's the same with the forward group too.
yeah. They're kind of right in the middle of the pack with their defense with the, kind of goals allowed. As a team, they've done a really good job there. I mean, it's so surprising seeing them at the top after last year. I mean, they were in the running and kind of on the cusp of a wild card spot last year, and they've really put it together here. If they can continue this kind of play, I think they can give Toronto a run for their money this season, which is crazy. I did not think I would say that, but I mean, if they keep this pace up,
yeah. We'll see.
I don't think it will. I think once like Florida gets healthy and
once Ottawa gets healthy.
Ottawa, yeah, I mean, a lot of these teams are suffering from some injuries, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think this division is going to have the most shakeup of any.
Yeah,
as we go through the season.
Crazy.
The only one
this is the year for this is the year for teams to really capitalize, because Florida's banged up and they're not going to have. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe they get Barkov back for the playoffs the way he's recovering. Kachuk will be back about halfway through, but, like, we'll see. I mean, take advantage while you can. Win the games now so that Florida has to play catch-up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the one with Barkov, he is scheduled to be better by playoffs. I don't even know if I don't know. It's kind of, I can go both ways on it. Like, I don't even know if you want him to be. Like, would you rather get somebody new, a new piece that is 100% healthy and there's no risk for re-injury or risk for a downturn in overall play ability, or do you need your captain back? I can go either way on that.
Yeah, I don't get that. I think you want your best guys for the hardest time of the year. I think
absolutely.
Like, if Barkov brings a whole other level to this team, and why wouldn't you want your captain back? He's a captain who more so leads with his play than with his words. And, I'd rather have Barkov, who is coming off of 2 knee injuries, than, some guy who is like a fourth line type of, or like a bottom 6 type of guy, so I don't know. I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, you already have your chemistry without him, but the chemistry with him is like mind muscle connection.
That's actually, I'm not even saying it from there. I'm saying it from the perspective of playoff hockey is different than regular season hockey. And do you want to risk having, I know he's your captain, he brings a lot, but like you said, he leads with his play, not his words. But what if his play is not there? If his first game back is a playoff game, like, that's awesome. Like, I personally, from experience,
his play will be
from
there.
Experience. It's a risk, and I think, time will tell, and we'll see closer to that, where he'll be. It gets to a certain point where they have to make a decision, like come trade deadline time. Do they need to kind of reload some stuff and make some trades to get some better pieces, or do they bank on Barkov being ready and 100% to get ready to go? I mean, I think he's the kind of guy who, even if he's not 100%, he's going to play in the playoffs. which I think could potentially hurt the team because he is a big piece of their team. When he actually shows up these past 2 years, he's gone crazy in the playoffs. I mean, he's one of their best players. He is a setup guy through and through. I mean, he makes the rest of those guys look really good. But if he's not in the position to do that at 100%, is it worth bringing him back for that? Or do you try and bring up somebody or get somebody that, not that you know is going to be good, but that there's more chance of it being, I don't know. That's kind of, we'll have to see how the season goes and where they're at. I mean, if they don't get healthy and they don't kind of figure it out a little bit and get a little more consistent, they might not even be in a spot that it matters. If some of these teams kind of run away
They're
with
going
the
to be in the
points a little bit.
playoffs. They're going to be in the playoffs. Let's be honest here. Let's not. I get this is an overreaction episode, but I think you're overreacting to an overreaction. You're going a little far here. This is the reigning Stanley Cup champions. They're going to, whether it's wild card or whatever, they're going to be there.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't have much
they're
more
not
to
going to
say about.
three-peat. I know that for a fact. It's time for Colorado to come back and stop the three-peat again. Stop a Florida three-peat.
Oh, gosh. What if Florida? Yeah, I had some guy in the TikTok comments say that if Florida one of the craziest comments I've seen a lot. He said, if Florida three-peats, the NHL is the most rigged sport in the whole world, and I'm never watching again. And I said, who are you a fan of? What do you know? He's an Edmonton fan. You know, he's just a little salty.
Here's the thing. I don't think it means it's rigged, but I just don't think that's the best thing that could, like, obviously it's if they win, they win. I'm not saying that, you know, yeah, it's just like, it's kind of sucks when a team like does that, you know. I mean, back to back is one, like, because that's kind of a really hard thing. Back to back to back is even harder, but it's just like, it's nice to see other teams. Yeah, it's nice to see other teams, and it kind of puts us back. And I know it's harder to three-peat now than it used to be, and honestly, some of those, like, you know, back, you know, 20,
last
30
team
years
to do
ago.
was the Islanders in the 80s.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, like 40 years ago or whatever. I don't think that's fun to watch the same team win the cup every year. So these,
yeah,
you know,
it's not. It's
nice to see. Absolutely. But if they win, they win. I'm not going to say it's rigged. I'm not going to be mad at them for winning because obviously it's crazy. It's even harder to win now than it used to be.
Well, that's my whole thing. It's like, bro, what are you going to do? Stop watching hockey? Like, none of us are going to do that. Like, you know, I don't have much more to say about the Atlantic. I don't know about you.
No, let's swap over to the Pacific.
Going to have a lot of toss-ups.
Crazy that the East is kind of the most interesting right now.
It is, for sure.
I think it's just because the West is kind of sort of in a way how we predicted it to be. It looks kind of
a little bit
similar. I mean, a little bit. I mean, there's some stuff that's odd. I mean, again, it's beginning of the season, but yeah, we can talk about the Pacific. Not surprising to either of us. Vegas is first in the Pacific. They are 4-0-2 with 10 points. Again, this goes into what we talked about. I don't think they're the best team in the league right now. They just have the best record, and I'll stand by that statement. I will stand by that for the entire season, I think.
Yeah,
there are moments where they play really good.
It helps a lot when you have the Hart Trophy favorite right now.
Yeah,
Jack Eichel with 15 points is absolutely nuts. Just throwing that out there. It is crazy. We get into that in a sec. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. The most surprising right now in the Pacific Division is number 2, Seattle. They are 3-0-2 at 8 points. They're tied with Vancouver. I did not expect Seattle to be...
losses.
No regulation losses. No, I did not expect to see them in that second spot right there. They look solid. They are very kind of deceptive, sneaky team here. Like, teams can like go up against them and they're like, this is going to be an easy win. It's Seattle. Like, they weren't very good last year or whatever. And then they play them and they're like, holy crap. Like, they're kind of running around all over us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's their biggest thing, is they have been really good at, like, not tricking, but like these, like I said, like kind of a deceptive, like sneaky team. Like they're really good at takeaways. They're really good at just unexpected plays that are just made all of a sudden. That's kind of really helped them out. And I'm not surprised based on the way they've been playing that they're up there. I'm surprised based on like our predictions that they're where they're at.
Yeah.
They're a pretty solid team.
Or past 4 games, not wins, all of them, but all their past 4 games have been overtime games. This is going to be a team I could kind of see hanging around this year, and they stay in games. They somehow find a way, and a big difference between last year and this year is they're very healthy. So last year, They signed Stevenson and Montour to huge deals, and both guys missed a significant amount of time. And now they're both here. And I think a lot of hockey fans forget that these are two guys who were big pieces on a Vegas Cup team and a Florida Cup team. And they are big pieces on this Seattle team. Like, they're playing up to their contracts. Montour especially is a great defenseman. I think people kind of forgot about him. He signs in a small market Seattle team for 8 years. It's like, oh, okay, chase the money, but he's playing like he's worth the money. So I got to give a shout out to the $2 million men here. They're holding this club together along with the goaltending. So
yeah, Seattle has looked really good. Yeah, I think they're gonna hang in there, and they're gonna sneak some wins from a lot of these teams like they've been doing, and I think that's dangerous, especially for a lot of these other teams in the division, because a lot of these teams are not looking great.
how about Edmonton?
I was going to talk about Vancouver. Vancouver, there's not a whole lot to talk about there. They've looked solid. I think as they go, I think they'll take that number 2 spot. I don't think they're going to pass Vegas. I think Vegas is going to stay number 1. Vancouver looks really good. They are
I think the
a
biggest
solid
story in
team.
Vancouver is Pedersen still slacking, not living up to that deal. He's only got 1 goal that he scored last night.
Yeah, 100%. I think, that's their biggest issue. But yeah, Edmonton, I don't know if you want to take this or if I should, because if I take it, it's going to be...
I'll start.
Okay.
I'll start. Edmonton, once again, this is kind of funny to me last year. Everybody was saying Connor McDavid had a slump season, even though he had 130 points. And it's only because he had 26 goals. And that's not what we're used to seeing out of Connor McDavid. People want him to be the best player in the league, which he arguably is. Arguably. Okay. This year, he still doesn't have a goal. He's got quite a few points, all assists. He has 7, so he has 7 assists. He still leads the team in points. It's not that, once again, this is a classic, it's a tale as old as time in Edmonton, okay, is the top guys do what they do. McDavid and Draisaitl do what they do. Nugent Hopkins does what he does, okay? And, they've added some good pieces this year. I like Mangiapane. He fits well up there with McDavid. Okay, he's fun. Tomasek, he's been fun too. And I think this is where I let you take it away. It's Stuart Skinner and it's Evan Bouchard. I mean, it's not good. And Stuart Skinner, he played pretty well against the Islanders, but fella, you can't just play well against the Islanders. Okay, you gotta play well against the good teams too, bro.
Was that Skinner that?
But I'll let you.
I don't think Skinner played against the Islanders. I thought it was.
He did.
Was it? Okay.
Or did he play against the Rangers? Hold on. I'm pretty sure he played against the Islanders. Let me look
I don't think so. I think it was.
Let me go.
What's their backup's name?
No, Skinner. I'm looking at it right here. He played against the Islanders.
Okay.
But guess what? I say he played well against the Islanders because he made better saves than usual. He still allowed 4 goals. And Bouchard was completely responsible for one of those goals.
Yeah, if anybody looked at the Instagram, you'll see, my opinion on Bouchard. And honestly, I know I'm biased. I'm really biased. Edmonton fans, if you think Bouchard is a good defenseman, you're delusional. Evan Bouchard is the most overpaid, overhyped defenseman in the league, if not NHL history. He'd be better off as a forward than he would be as a defenseman. If I was the guy who brokered that deal between the team or whatever, or if I was, in charge of that team, I would fire whoever made that deal.
Ken Holland.
Whatever. I mean, I don't care if it was like, I know, like, I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but God, it just gets me so frustrated, dude. It makes me so mad that he is somehow put in the conversation of like good defensemen. He has, for a top line defenseman, dude, you can tell I'm getting worked out. For a top line defenseman, he has the most takeaways from a top line defenseman. You can't do that if you're making almost like $10.5 million a year.
Crazy. It's crazy to think that the Oilers locked up Bouchard and Nurse, 2 of like the most overrated guys.
Yeah,
at their position in the entire league.
Insane. Their defense is a liability. Their goaltending is not good. I don't know how they've made it to the cup. Their offense is the only reason they've made it to the cup these past 2 years.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I talked about it on the Instagram. McDavid is not going to stay with this team if he has to deal with that for the next 10 years. However, Edmonton shot himself in the foot. There is no way to offload Bouchard. Nobody in their right mind would take that deal or take that contract over. The only way is Edmonton is going to have to just eat the money and give him away. I don't care how much
You know,
offensive production he
I think
brings.
it is so crazy how many teams offer sheeted him last offseason. Like, and I'll admit, last season I was kind of like a Bouchard like stan a little bit because like I like clicks, I like characters. The Bushbomb thing is fun. Like it's fun to see him score, but like I mean, there's no way around it. Like, you're 100% right with everything you just said. Like, he is one of the main reasons. Like, he might be the reason they're losing. Like,
He's one
honestly.
of.
You know, I
He's
don't
one
think there's
of.
any way around it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Him and Nurse making almost $20 million combined with how bad they are
Insane.
is crazy.
Insane.
I would, my gosh. How is dude 25 years old? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dude's 25 years old. Looks like he's like 35. Sorry, that's me getting like personal. But
It's okay. I called
yeah,
Dan Muse, the Penguins coach, the ugliest guy in the league last episode, I'm pretty sure. Like,
dude, it just gets me because Bouchard is just so bad. Everybody was so like blinded by his like offensive capabilities. I mean, he gets a lot of assists and he can score with his one move that he has. Other than that, legitimately, he's probably better off sitting on the bench than he is on the ice. They'd have better luck with one defenseman on the ice than having him on the ice. It's crazy, dude. I don't get it. I know I'm going to get so much, there's going to be so much
no,
backlash.
I actually think you'll get more people agreeing with you. You've actually kind of.
Oilers fans are going to go
topic.
crazy. Oilers fans are going to go crazy here. But, God, man. I don't even know. I don't know what they can do. I don't know. Somehow they're fourth. That somehow they have 5 points. Offensively, they looked good, but that's it. The back, half of the ice with the defensemen and the goaltending stuff, just not good. And it is not going to. They're going to get lucky again because, of course, Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers and fucking everybody loves the Edmonton Oilers, and I'm the biggest hater, dude. I'm the biggest hater. Oh my God, gets me fired up, dude.
Let's
move off of Oilers.
I mean, you could
Let's
rant
move off
about
of the
this. I
Oilers.
know you. Yeah, you could rant about this all night. Honestly, there's not much to talk about with the three Cali teams here. They're kind of just, if anything, they're kind of just like existing in the league right now. Anaheim is kind of what we expected them to be. They've hung in there on a lot of games, and Chris Kreider has been a force for them.
Out of all three teams out in California, Anaheim has looked the best. Kings have been the most disappointing. However, we knew that was going to be because they made the most wild contract moves. Cody Ceci might actually be. No, I can't. That's too mean. I can't compare him to Bouchard, but he's not good. Huge overpay. The best thing that happened to Dallas was he went to LA. But San Jose for having 0 wins has been somehow looked decent. And I don't know how they haven't won yet.
San Jose still is not the worst team in the league.
No.
It would be the Calgary Flames. Who have 5 losses.
5 losses. The only reason they have 2 points is because they won one game. I don't know what the hell's going on with Calgary. It's
not good.
No, they just have not. Again, a lot of these teams that are like down at the bottom, they just look confused. They just don't look like they're kind of.
So Calgary hasn't scored more than 3 goals this season, and it's been a week since they've done it. It is not looking good offensively for this team. This is a team that I expect by deadline time to offload Kadri, to offload Anderson, to offload maybe even a couple other, Sharon Govich, a couple other guys. And I think we kind of talked about that in our division predictions. I think Calgary it's either like they're going to be a wild card team or they're going to be a bottom 10 team. And so far it's looking like they're bottom 10 team.
Yeah.
I think it's time to kind of strip it down and just rebuild.
I was going to say, they think they go full rebuild mode right now. If they don't
can't trade
improve,
Huberdeau, though. Nobody will take that contract.
No. If they don't improve here in the next month, I agree. I think they'll go rebuild mode and offload players. Kadri back to Colorado. Let's just say. I'm just kidding.
I can see it. I can, like,
Yeah.
legit see it. I
He's
mean, I can
still
see
like,
Kadri back.
he still gets, every time he's back in Colorado, even though he's a Flame, he gets cheered. Like they love him there.
He's a great guy. Great
Yeah.
guy. I can also see Kadri back
He's
to
one of my favorite
Toronto.
players. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think Calgary just, again, I don't know what it is about them that just is not working. They just have looked all over the place. Like they just are not, they're not
I can
connecting
tell you what
on.
it is. It's aging players, lack of offense, and then lack of offense from your blue line. That's what it is. You have decent goaltending. They don't allow a bunch of. I mean, and I can't. I was about to say they don't allow a bunch of points. Then I look back at the scores. They've allowed 6, 3, 4, 4, 5, 4. It's not good, but like
They're tied
I
for
don't know.
second most goals allowed at 25 with
Oof,
San
yeah.
San Jose, and I think it's, yeah, just San Jose,
Dustin
and then
Wolf,
yeah,
sophomore slump here.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I guess my Vesna prediction was wrong. I cursed him, but yeah, I think the Pacific has looked. I mean, the only one that stands out to me is the Kraken being up top there.
I agree.
Think I put the Kings in sixth, didn't I?
I put them at 5. Yeah, you put them at 6.
I put them at
and
six.
It looks like
Yeah.
they're dancing
So
right where we thought.
yeah.
Got that right. One thing I want to talk about real quick before we end the episode is we do need to give it some attention. Jack Eichel is playing on an unreal level right now with Vegas. 15 points through 6 games. Dude, like,
Yeah.
and how about Pavel Dorofeev, bro? Who is this guy? You know, he's like scoring goals all over the place. Is he going to win the Rocket?
I mean, yeah, he leads with how many right now?
No, Pinto
Oh, no,
leads
not
with
leads. I'm
7,
sorry.
and he's second place with 6.
That's right. Second place with, yep. Yeah, he's tied with Seth Jarvis, Mark Scheifele, and Nathan McKinnon with 6. Vegas has looked like their offensive production has been crazy. If they get the goaltending situation figured out, they 100% will be a serious competitor and a President's Trophy favorite. President's Trophy contender. Again, I don't. There's parts of their game that, like right now, currently, that I cannot say that they're the best team in the league. They have a really good record. Their players are going crazy individually, but there's been some games where they've been a little shaky and a little kind of on edge. A couple overtime games that did not go their way, and I think they've had 3 or 4 overtime games already this season.
Good check. So we're looking at so they've had 2
Only 2?
or 3.
Okay, they lost 3.
My bad.
Okay, okay, yeah,
Their first
they lost.
3 were all overtime.
That's right. They won 1 and then lost 2 overtime games. But I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, I think Eichel. I think Marner looks good. He got his first 2 goals over the weekend. I think that as he gets more comfortable on the team, it will only go up from there for him, especially if he keeps playing with Eichel. I don't know. I think they're a scary team, and I don't know. I'm curious to see where they're going to end up at the end of the season, but I definitely can see them being like I said, if they fix their goaltending and solidify their defense a little bit, I think that they will be a serious contender for the President's Trophy.
I think they handedly win the division. No offense to Seattle or Seattle fans. I just like you're playing great, but I don't think you're on the same level offensively here. And that's just the truth. Seattle, solid playoff team maybe. Time will tell. Hockey has been crazy so far for 2 weeks. A lot of things that we didn't expect happening, but once again, as you've said multiple times this episode, we're 6 games in. We're 6 games into this marathon that is 82. So it's gonna be. I bet you when we come back to talk next week, it's gonna be even more of a surprise, or maybe things will have balanced out a little bit. Only time will tell.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think this has been probably one of the most interesting starts to a season I've ever seen. Lots of shakeups, lots of teams in places I did not expect them to be, but that always makes for really interesting hockey, and I cannot wait to see how it's going to look in the next couple weeks. Lots of hockey to play, like you said, 82 games, so all of this can change. You never know.
Joy coming back to talk to you this week. I think this has been a fun episode. I think we had a lot to get get talking about. I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy the discussions we had today, and a lot of fan bases maybe not so much.
Yep.
Edmonton fans, good luck listening to this one. Yeah, at
Yeah.
least it's at the end of the episode, so you could turn it
Exactly.
off. But,
yeah. We'll get them. We'll get
Yeah.
them. They'll go all the way through, and then they'll be like, "What is this?" But yeah, no, I definitely think that there's a I don't again I don't think it's overreacting because we've got to and we've got to talk about it, but it's 6 games in. There's a lot of hockey left. So
that's how it goes. Well, thank you everybody once again for jumping in with us here on Icing the Puck. Make sure to go follow the socials, Icing the Puck podcast everywhere. Check us out, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, you know the deal. Go hit it up. We thank y'all so much, and we will see you in the next one.